guys, it's the holidays, so I am back home instead of being at uni, which is why I'm relying on my window to provide me some questionable lighting. I'm here with my top 5 saddest Harry Potter deaths. Forewarning you guys that there is a cursed child death in here. I know some people don't consider it canon, but I personally do because it's, you know, J.K. Rowling's idea and I'm a huge cursed child fan. No hate in the comments, please. Without further ado, these are my top 5 saddest deaths. Coming in at number 5, my least sad. I mean, these are all sad, hence why they're in my top 5. This is the least sad of my saddest, which is got to be Hedwig. Hedwig's death was really shocking for me when I first read the books, and in the film it's done really well. It's one of the few moments, like, death-wise, I think they really captured very nicely, because it was so sudden and so quick and there wasn't even really time to, like, mourn it. It just sort of happened, and I find it so sad because it completely symbolises Harry's loss of innocence. Like, it was his first real friend in the Wizarding World other than Hagrid, and I just finished reading Philosopher's Stone again because I'm doing a reread. I'm actually about to start Chamber of Secrets, but I just, like, when he first gets Hedwig and everything, I don't know, so that's why that one is particularly sad to me. Coming in at number 4 is 2 people, but I'm counting couples as 1 because otherwise my whole list would just be taken up by like 4 people, which are couples. So coming in at number 4 has got to be Lupin and Tonks, because for a couple of reasons really, mostly because they leave behind Teddy, and that was a real symbol of, like, the orphans of war, and it was sort of a parallel to Lily and James and Harry getting left. Also because Lupin was the last of the Marauders technically alive, and I think it's really hard for Harry because obviously, you know, he had Sirius, and then he got taken, and then Lupin, and then he got taken, and Harry'd been made Teddy's godfather and all this stuff, and they weren't supposed to die. Tonks wasn't supposed to be there. She was supposed to be at home with the baby. Not that anyone was supposed to die, but, you know, it was one of those things that, like, the orphan situation could have been avoided, but Tonks just couldn't rest while she, like, knew there was a battle going on and she wasn't there fighting, and obviously knowing that her husband and father of her newborn child was out there fighting, she just couldn't let that happen without her being there, which is fair enough. But that was just a really sad death for me, and I really wish in the films and even in Cursed Child I wish we'd seen Teddy, because I really want to see that relationship between Harry and Teddy, as Harry being his godfather, because I think that they would have, like, such a great relationship. So I kind of gave it away talking about couples in my last one, but coming in at number 3 has got to be Lily and James. I know we don't really meet them, like, before, and their death happens obviously at the beginning of the first book, but and without them we wouldn't have the whole story, which I do appreciate, but sort of like the moments we get with them when Harry has used the resurrection stone, and even when he's looking in the mirror of Erised and stuff like that, it's just, like, so painfully sad. And, like, for me, one of the absolute saddest moments in the books that just, like, absolutely destroyed me when I read it was when Harry is in Godric's Hollow and he's looking at their graves, and he says a line, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's about how he wishes that he was under the snow with them. So basically, like, a part of him wishes he was, like, dead with his parents, like, under the ground, because he wouldn't have to be facing all of this stuff. And I don't know, like, for me that's a really poignant part of the story, which just completely reiterates how sad their death is to me. Coming in number 2 is the Cursed Child death, which I have to say the death of Astoria, who is Draco's wife and Scorpius's mother, is particularly sad because Scorpius is one of my, well, probably is my favourite Harry Potter character of all time, and I adore him, and just the sadness and the pain that we see from him when Astoria dies and the effect it has on him and Draco is just really, really important. And, like, the way Astoria kind of helped Draco become a better man and everything, so I think, like, everything he did was for her, and like, her death has, like, affected him so much, and I don't know, that's why I find her death particularly sad. Number 1 spot for me, people might be a bit surprised, but they're not really surprised, has got to be Fred. It's the saddest thing for me watching a twin die, because I am a twin, and if I lost my twin I would be, like, a complete mess. I don't know what I would do, I don't know how I'd go on. So the fact that one half of such a dynamic duo then goes on and carries on with Weasley's Wizard Wheezes and all of this stuff, like, is just so, I just like watching that scene in the film especially is really, really heartbreaking for me. Like when I see George like over his body and stuff, like it just had the biggest emotional impact I think for me, because I guess it's the thing I can relate to the most, but like not that relate to, but I can kind of fear the most, because it eventually me or my brother will die first, I don't know who, and obviously one of us is going to have to be without the other for a little bit of time, which is going to be horrible. So that's why that is my #1 saddest death. So this was quite a morbid video, but I hope that you kind of enjoyed it in a weird way. Let me know what your saddest deaths are in the comments. Everyone's really enjoying these sort of like ranking videos at the moment, so let me know of anything, other things you want me to rank, because I really enjoy going through and seeing like what I like, how I would rate them all and stuff. And I have a new room tour coming soon in the next couple of days, because loads of you have requested that I do a room tour while I'm back home, because I haven't done one back here for ages, and also things have changed. I've got a new bed, there's things just changing all over the place, so I assume you guys would want to see that, and like I have a few other video ideas, some more sewing ones coming up in the next few days, so watch out for that. If you're new around here, turn on my notification bell and subscribe so you do not miss another video, and like this video if you liked it, and follow my social medias down below. It looks like I'm like, I don't know. See you guys next time. Bye.